Polis Dato Muhammad Suhaily bin Mohd Zain, Ketua Pengarah Agensi Kawalan dan Perlindungan Sepadan, and Brother Mirza Ismail, Director Alumni Relation Division, International Islamic University Malaysia, IIUM. Everyone, you may be seated. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Hafiz Zakaria, Dean of Alumni Abu Sulaiman Kuliah of Islamic Knowledge and Human Sciences, yang dihormati Commissioner of Police Dato Sri Muhammad Suhaili bin Mohd Zain, Ketua Pengarah Agensi Kawalan dan Perlindungan Sepadan Malaysia, yang berbahagia Profesor Dato Sri Dr. Said Arabi bin Said Abdullah Aidi, former Director of International Islamic University Malaysia, yang berbahagia Brother Mirza Ismail, Director Alumni Relation Division, International Islamic University Malaysia, yang berusaha Associate Professor Dr. Tunku Mohar bin Tunku Muhammad Mokhtar, Deputy Dean Postgraduate and Responsible and Research Innovation, Abdul Hamid Abu Sulaiman Kuliah of Islamic Knowledge and Human Sciences, yang berusaha Associate Professor Dr. Tengku Siti Aisyah bin Tengku Azman, Deputy Dean Student Development and Community Engagement, Head of Departments, distinguished professors and doctors, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum. Salam sejahtera, salam Malaysia Madani, and good morning. Distinguished professors and doctors, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Abdul Hamid Abu Sulaiman Kuliah of Islamic Knowledge and Human Sciences Inspire Week 2026. Alumni Talk with the theme, the IIUM Legacy Lessons in Becoming. This program serves as a platform to reconnect with our distinguished alumni, celebrate their journeys and achievements, and gain meaningful insight from their experiences beyond university life. Through this sharing session, we hope to inspire students to reflect on their own personal, academic, and professional growth while embracing the values and legacy of IIUM in shaping future leaders and contributors to society. Distinguished professors and doctors, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I'll kindly invite everyone to stand for the national anthem and follow with IIUM song. Please. and daughters, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Before we begin our program, I would like to invite Brother Ahmad Faris Muhammad Khairi, an alumnus of Alumni Abu Sulaiman Kuliah of Islamic Living Knowledge and Human Sciences from the Sociology and Anthropology program, class of 2019, to lead the recitation of Doa. Tafadhali mashkura.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تجعل فينا شقيا ولا محروما. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعوة لا يستجاب لها. اللهم أحسن عاقبتنا في الأمور كلها وأجرنا من خزي الدنيا وعذاب الآخرة. اللهم زدنا ولا تنقصنا وأكرمنا ولا تهنا وأعطنا ولا تحرمنا وآثرنا ولا تؤثر علينا وارضنا وارض عنا. اللهم فقهنا في الدين وعلمنا تأويل. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة عين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Shukran jazilan, Brother Faris, for the recitation of the Dua. Distinguished professors and doctors, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Without further ado, it is my honor to invite the Dean of Abu Hamid Abu Sulaiman Kuliah of Islamic Living Knowledge and Human Sciences, Professor Dr. Hafiz Zakaria, to deliver his welcoming remark. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Salatu wassalamu ala Rasulil Kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Thank you, Dr. Nuradila. Yang berbahagia Commissioner Polis Dato Sri Muhammad Suhaily bin Mohd Zain, Ketua Pengarah Agensi Kawalan dan Perlindungan Sempadan Malaysia AKPS, the Honourable Professor Dato Sri Zain Arabi ID, the former Rector, Yang Berusaha Brother Elvizat, the Director of Alumni Relation Division, Yang Mulia dan juga berusaha Associate Professor Dr. Tengku Siti Aisyah, the Dean of Student Development, the Director of Ahas KRKS Inspire Week, Yang Mulia Associate Professor Dr. Tengku Moha bin Tutu Mokhtar, the Dean Research and Postgraduate, the Director of the Program, Associate Professor Dr. Linda, respected colleagues, brothers and sisters, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Around this hall, we can see today is buzzing, and that is because we are joined by someone very special. That is Dato Sri Suhaily. The Kuliah of IIUM is hosting a remarkable leader, but more importantly, we are welcoming back one of our own. Yang berbahagia Commissioner Polis Dato Sri Muhammad Suhaily. Dato Sri, on behalf of the entire Kuliah, welcome home. Balik kampung di Hari Raya. Ahas KRKS is always your home and our home. And they say that true measure of university success is the impact of its alumni. Looking at your journey, Dato Sri, it is safe to say that KRKS has a lot to be proud of. Today is an incredibly special day for our Kuliah. It's not every day that we have to be able to welcome Dato Sri Suhaily He has many other important things to do. Saving the world, saving the world. And also I forgot to mention, Prof. Rashid is the guru of all lecturers. And also the teacher of Suhaily. And definitely we are basically very much welcome to your presence here. And to the student here today, Dato Sri is a living proof what the KRS education can achieve. Blending knowledge, character and leadership to make a real impact in society. So thank you again for coming back to share your story, your insight and your time with us today. Brothers and sisters, let us again show Dato Sri how warm IIUM has hospitality to me.
Thank you, Professor Hafiz, for the warm and inspiring remarks. Distinguished professors and doctors, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, now let us give our full attention to the screen for an exciting montage presentation. Please enjoy.
In 1983, a vision was turning into a reality, not merely to establish a university, but to redefine the world's understanding of education itself. At the center of that vision stood an extraordinary man. Almarhum Tan Sri Professor Emeritus Dr. Muhammad Kamal Hassan was the architect of IIUM's very foundation. He authored the university's founding concept paper, a bold blueprint to bridge the long-standing divide between religious and secular knowledge, uniting both within a single holistic Islamic framework. He served IIUM in nearly every major capacity, from Sheikhul Kuliah and Dean to Deputy Rector, before ultimately serving as Rector from 1999 to 2006. A visionary scholar and reformer, he pioneered the Center for Fundamental Knowledge, championed the Islamicization of human knowledge, and introduced the concept of relevantization, breathing contemporary relevance into classical Islamic thought and enabling it to engage meaningfully with the modern world. For Almarhum Professor Kamal, knowledge without character was never enough. He consistently emphasized Tazkiyatul Qalb wan Nafs, the purification of the heart and soul, and dedicated his life to nurturing graduates who were not only intellectually capable, but also morally grounded, spiritually anchored, and prepared to lead with wisdom, integrity, and purpose. He was a murabbi, a murshid, and a role model, non-partisan, principled, and unwavering in his commitment to the Ummah. His vision for IIUM was simple yet profound, an institution that revitalizes Islamic intellectual dynamism and serves all of humanity. That legacy lives on in each student who walked these halls and in every heart he helped to purify. The famous Malay proverb says, "Patah tumbuh, hilang berganti." What is once lost will be replaced. But in Almarhum Prof. Kamal's case, patah belum tumbuh, hilang sukar berganti. Lost, not yet grown, gone will be difficult to replace. Al-Fatiha.
Distinguished professors and doctors, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we now at the most awaited session of the program, the Alumni Talk session. The session will be moderated by Brother Muhammad Nazmi Wajdi bin Suhaili, a fourth-year undergrad degree student from the Department of Political Science and Modern Studies. With that, the floor is yours.
Test one. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. I am Nazmi Wajdi, final year student and undergraduate in political science. and I will be your moderator for today. So greetings to our guests of honor, members of Kuliah, and most importantly, the students of IIUM. Selamat datang and welcome. On behalf of the organizer and myself, I thank all of you for being here. I want to start with a quick confession. When I was preparing for this morning, I realized there's something a bit unusual about the conversation, because we are going to talk to someone who graduated from this very same university, walked the same corridor, and perhaps stressed the same exams many of us stress about. Skip classes as well. And then went on to lead one of the most important and consequential institutions in our country. So today, we are not just talking about career success. We are talking about what it means to grow up, show up, and step into something bigger than yourself. And I think this is a conversation every student needs to hear, not from textbook, not from a career brochure, but from the person himself. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I present to you Commissioner of Police Dato Sri Suhaily bin Mohd Zain, Director General of the Ministry of the and most importantly, a proud alumnus from the Department of Political Science, class 1996, as Suhail. So before we move any further, a cliche Malay proverb said, "Tak kenal maka tak cinta." If you don't love, you don't know. If you don't know, you don't love. So brace yourself, because this is going to be a long CV. So Commissioner of Police Dato Sri Suhaily bin Mohd Zain, or casually known as Dato Suhaily, was born in 1972 into a family of police. Dato Sri's journey reflects a lifelong commitment to leadership, discipline, and national security. Dato Sri received his early education at Methodist Boys School, Kuala Lumpur, before pursuing the higher education at International Islamic University of Malaysia. In 1996, he graduated from the Department of Political Science, Kuliah of Islamic Revealed Knowledge and Human Sciences, majoring in international relations. I've been told that Suhaily was among the students taught by Professor Rashid Hotel. He later completed a Master's in Strategic Studies from Nanyang Technological University and received training at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia, United States. Dato Sri began his career with the Royal Malaysia Police in 1997 as a Cadet Assistant Superintendent of Police ASP. He started in the Special Branch, where he developed strong foundation in intelligence, national security, and strategic operations. His early career also saw him serving as United Nations Police Observer in Kosovo in 2002, in addition to representing Malaysia internationally as the Malaysian Police Attaché in Washington DC. Throughout his distinguished career, Dato Sri has held numerous important and strategic positions within the police force. Among them was serving as Ketua Polis Daerah in Perak, Senior Officer and Deputy Director of the Special Branch at Bukit Aman, Chief Police of Penang from 2021 to 2023, Chief Police of Kuala Lumpur in 2023, and subsequently Director of the Criminal Investigation Department CID Bukit Aman from 2023 to 2025. Currently, Dato Sri has been entrusted to spearhead one of Malaysia's most important security institutions as the Director General of Malaysia Border Control and Protection Agency since July 2025. In this role, he oversees and coordinates border security efforts across multiple enforcement agencies. Widely respected for his extensive experience in intelligence and crime investigation, Dato Sri is known for his firm yet principled leadership style, one that strongly emphasizes integrity, professionalism, and good relation with the community. His remarkable rise throughout the ranks of public service stand as a testament to his dedication, proven operational excellence, and outstanding contribution to national security. MashaAllah. What a wonderful CV. In a Gen Z language, we call it goated. It is a abbreviation or short form for greatest of all time. So that being said, I sense impatience among the audience to hear it from yourself. So without further ado, let's kick off right away to the first question. So for warm up, Dato, I think it's been a while since the last time you visit IIUM. I think the poster that I searched online is 2024, so it's nearly 2 years. Yeah. So how it feels, Dato, to once again be here today?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Before I answer that question, I think it's only proper for me to start to thank Professor Dato Suhail for being here to listen to your almost 20 years. And Prof. Dr. Rashid Munten, thank you, sir, for being here for all the years, standing behind us, teaching us the values and all the knowledge that I've inherited and stuff like that. And my dear Professor Hafiz Zakaria, the Dean of AHAS, KIRKSS, Saudara Lijat, sahabat, Prof. Mohd who've been in constant contact with me to make this happen, to all the deputy deans, to all the students, again, Alhamdulillah, and again, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning from you. You said, Gen Z, what I'm called? Right? Make me feel old. Make me feel very old. Alhamdulillah, when I was walking towards the hall, kind of scared me as well, because the hall is called Senate Hall. Only those with problem come to Senate Hall. I was one of them back then, right? So suddenly when it comes here and the room gives a different vibe, a vibe of intellectuality, which I do not know whether I belong in this room. And sitting on this chair for the whole, so makes me humble, it makes me feel very, very, very small. And for students, I don't know whether coming to this hall is something common to yourself or not, but from what I understand, it is not common. So for you to be in this room is also for you to remember and feel the vibes of being more intellectual than how this possibility is. I forget what it was. How I feel. Coming back. As everybody is fully aware, me and some of my friends here, we are all we are graduated from PG. So coming here for I think it's my third time coming here after 2024. Slowly I'm getting the attachment, because my experience of all is teaching, so I can't relate with the environment in Global. I've never been here before that 2024 visit. So experience, memories, all this, the kayu sound from all the blocks, when we that's exactly that's URA for us, for me, the wooden blocks, small width, and what is the center where everybody central spine. That is where you meet all the sisters. No, not doing anything, just looking at it. Don't get me wrong. So that was the interactions that we had. It's a very small complex. Everybody seems to know everybody. And one thing about URA back then was the fabrics, lectures. We have many international lectures, students as well. I do not know now, maybe it's still the same, but those are the things that I remember. And all my friends now were asking, I'm a legend in a way as far as PJ is concerned, because I jumped off a plane and got myself stuck on the tree. That has been captured. That is been it came out in the newsfeed during convocation. So not many people done that. Any of the students done that before? Don't do that.
So I'm remembered for that. You know, not many people got themselves hung from a tree, so I'm the only one. So that would be it. I think, sir, that should put in the gallery. Again, I'm humbled here because never in my life I imagined that people would put me such a list and it feel very small. I'm just like you guys, ordinary. I'm ordinary. Nothing special. Nothing special. People know me today simply because Allah allows it. Allah allows it. Nothing from me, all from me. Making me say that is also my voice. I feel it because I'm ordinary. I didn't do anything which is some have put in order to be excellent. Maybe my expectations in life is very simple, and for that He gives me the challenges, and I try to face all the challenges with what have been given to me by all my teachers, my parents, and with that I think that is what people call barakah. I don't know. I'm still in the journey of searching. I'm not perfect, far away from perfection, far away from being knowledgeable, but looking at the clips, the words, now I understand where some of that values came from in me. When I was in university, the word that always been mentioned is Islamizations of knowledge. Without me actually really understand what does it mean. Seriously. Then you can see that the Tawhid as etymology. Then revelation and reason. Without me realizing it, that has been my boundaries, my tools, is my judgment. Without me realizing it, it's been instilled in me without me really realizing it. You know? So I think that is what you are here for. I don't come from a very religious family. I don't. You know? So I think I got it from here. And that has been always my compass in with whatever been thrown at me. You know, I have friends who help me a lot because my Arabic is just terrible. I do not know whether it's still implemented here that you have to pass sampai buku 5 ke buku 6. That's not fair, man. That's not fair. From book 6 to book 2, I suffered terribly. Simply because, and the last semester, you must pass 2 of RAK's paper. You can go to classes, listening to the lecture in English, but you have to write your papers in Arabic if I'm not mistaken. I can finish my study for 3 years, but I ended finishing 4 years because every semester I have to repeat Arabic. That plus the long set, short set. I never skip short set simply because Arabic, and I still finish in 4 years. Nasib saya lompatlah setahun metrik. So I finished everything in 5 years. So a chance given to me to register my others thankful to Prof. Rashid Morton. Back then still young and furious, fast and furious. And other lecturers as well. I still remember Prof. Ahmad Dato, Zina Kausa, I can't remember, there's one prof from Boston University. He came for 1 or 2 years. He taught me American foreign policy. MIT. Oh, sure. No, Anis Rahman I can remember. This guy came for a short period. You know, sir, why I remember him well? It's simply this. American prof came over. He's Arabic. He's Arabic. I think he's Algerian, but he's teaching in Boston University, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, indeed. So he came in and he said, I don't believe in essays. So we're going to do our exams in objective manner. So objective manner. Obviously it's going to be very simple, right? So I studied, but not as much. So through the paper and started saying that sign group A seems right. B also seems right. C also right. So it's harder unless you know the question and you really read your books and concepts. Sorry, I'm start cursing. I cannot curse it. Then, as usual, we are not sitting far apart, right? Then, brother. Why? Okay. So everybody is confused. So everybody is totally concentrated on their paper. So what I did? What did I do? Huh? I bring out my dice, bro. This is reality of life. So I'm going to I'm done. Everybody looking at it. Copy. And my friends came over and said, from copying you, I rather fail my paper. Wow. You pandang I sebelah mata. That's what I passed. I submitted my paper and then came about 3 weeks after that. Prof came and explained that I was a bit disappointed simply because those who are sitting in front, I never sit in front, always behind. And which is, you have people like all these university debaters, Malik Imtiaz in that class, alright, few others, and the prof said that those seated in front shows that they understand my class. In reality, they don't. I'm gone. If this bunch of people didn't do well, I would be, miserable in this week. Okay. And 2 weeks after that, brought the paper. Then he mentioned all these things came out and they was, the heads are down and so on. And suddenly he mentioned, only except for this brother. I do not know who he is, but he seems to understand my class very well. Simply, sir, there's a question that said, this, I'm not joking, I still remember, it's so vividly in my mind, is that there's, let's say, question 60. There's two answers. The two answers that is correct. If you circle B is correct, you circle D is also correct. I circled both, C and D. And he was like really impressed, thinking that I really understand his class, not knowing I'm using the dice. And he came out, he mentioned my matrix number. I didn't come out because never I think I'll be that person. And that's you, man. Me? I'll go out, try to really check the paper whether it really is me or not. Tengok betul lah. It's me. You know what I did? I go on the chair and I said, I think you guys should hail to the new king. So in university they don't know me by the name of A. We do have our own nickname. They call me Ajok. So I'm known for that. So I think that is the initial years at university.
Thank you, Dato, for the enlightenment on your early years in university. So, moving on to the next question. I encounter you first as a Gen Z in social media because we spend a lot of our time in social media. And the first video came across about you is that you are giving a speech at USM. So you are so fierce, so serious, you know. So since you leave your IIUM, you have a distinguished career. But take us back at the beginning. So the student want to know what kind of students are you and what you miss most about your student life.
Yeah, mention everything.
Any deeper?
I'm ordinary. I'm just ordinary. But a few classes that strike me. And because initially I was a bank student. In matric, I was a bank English. I was a bank. Then after matric, I said I cannot cope with all this. Shakespeare. I barely pass English and try to talk with different slang, different tone, and you have to act. You have to say, it's just not me. So I wanted to do law, but as I said, I'm ordinary. My credit is not enough for me to go to law. So, and I think, okay, international relations sounds fun. It's fun. Only to realize when I went to the class, it just opened up my mind how the world has evolved from, talk from the Islamic world is one thing, but from the modern, how humans try to, it was not like that, but it was, you see the evolutions of politics, of affairs, of power. That is actually what human beings are looking for from its being created. Existence. I sound deep now, right? Existence. But that gives me the philosophy of knowledge. You need to go and you must find the philosophy behind knowledge. So from there you try to expand it. And I think that process hasn't stopped for me right now, because sometimes when I'm in a meeting, I become so deep. And my officer said, and the room will go quiet. Simply because they try to digest what I'm trying to say. Because that was the years, the foundation years that I had in university. So yeah, the subjects I remember, because this one I got A that I still remember. I never get E from Dato, Soviet what? Post-Soviet politics, advanced international political economy. Amin is good at it. And advanced. The rest I got B. Adalah A sana sikit pun. But this actually opened up my mind how the world goes. And the Islamic history, don't think there's a lot of foundation years of knowledge. And right now with all these open sources, it's easier for you to acquire about it, and it's expanding. I'm glad. One thing I'm glad about the recent incident when Prof. Soleha was bashed. But to me personally, I think UIA have made a stand, and that's the correct stand. Faculty of knowledge is how you challenge that findings. It's not try to just put it aside. To me, that's how I was taught. When another, try to find, if you think she is not right, argue it, correct. If you think you are right, argue it, correct. Not just to brush it off. It's just another technical of knowledge. That's me. That's me. And I think once you graduated, the process of learning must continue. Must. Then only it make you mature. The word ikra in your song, that is the first revelation by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Reading is not for the sake of reading, but the sake of understanding it, expanding it, and contributing. Akhirnya kita kata sedekah yang tinggal ialah benda yang akan diamalkan oleh orang lain. So I think that's in a way what I've learned in UIA and make me who I am today. Without me actually realizing it, because sitting here, besides all these big intellectual people make me, I don't know, I don't deserve this. I don't think I deserve the recognition that people give me. I don't, and I still don't. I don't. And humble is one thing. I'm scared. I'm scared. This is God gift, and what He expects of me. I'm just ordinary. I'm just ordinary. And what can you expect from an ordinary person? And the recognition to me personally, I don't deserve it. I don't know how am I supposed to react. I'm not supposed to. I read your question that you passed me. You want to emulate. What kind of tips that I can give so that people can emulate? Don't emulate. There's nothing to emulate. But if you try to emulate none other, that is our Rasul, Allah, then I think you make that first step of contributing to humanity. Don't emulate me because I don't contribute anything to humanity. That is my view. So I'm scared actually, sir. I'm scared. Not that I'm idiot, but I'm scared. Always.
Thank you, Dato. What a deep and deep reflections and insight. Something that we can take upon it. But a follow-up to that question, Dato, who is your favorite lecturer? Course that you learn and why? That's not a fair question. That's not a fair question. Everybody to me is important. It's how and what you take from him or her. Not necessarily from the subject that he or she taught you, but from the principle that what's scary, that is important. And I don't have any favorite lecturers, but lecturers who just make you come to class. Rashid Mountain is one of them. Not simply because you are here, not because you are here. Dato Blue is one of them. It's just like, being 19 years old, knowing the world from newspaper, if you read newspaper, okay, and suddenly go to the class and you tell what happens in Iran back in the 70s, and you go, wow, that's what happened.
like that and things like that, you know. So without them checking your attendance list, you still come to class. You know, you still come to class. Other lecturer, especially Arabic, man, I'm outside the man. That still happen, you know. So those are the things. There's no lecture, favorite lecture, but classes that open my mind, and I treasure it today. And because of that, I'm still reading, sir. I'm still reading. For whatever reason, even though I'm not into international politics or what, economy, international economy, always been a thing that I read. History. Yeah, I still read. That goes back to the first revelation that we have. You know, you have to read. And now, what I found out is that material, reading materials is so easy to access. Whether you get the right material or not is something that one has to really be sensitive about. Now podcasts comes out like mushroom. Everybody seems to be an expert on something. This Iran and US-Israel war, something. Tell me, if you can count how many podcasts comes out and try to deliberate on the issues, and you didn't know who these people are and the credentials that they carry with themselves. So the source of knowledge, the source, you must verify it. And coming here to talk, actually, Prof. Dato, I'm so scared whether, you know, there's a hadith saying that at the end of, if I look from here, I try to find out just now. Surah Ibn Majah 4036, 4036. There will come to the people years of treachery when the traitor will be regarded as faithful and the faithful man will be regarded as a traitor, and the Ruwaibidah will decide matters. And I don't want to become that one. I'm not as specialized in anything, but you ask me to come and share experience, I'll come and share experience. But if you want me to come and talk on specific topic, I'm not the expert, and I'm afraid if I fall into that category, because that is the responsibility that people tend to look up at me, look for me as example, and here I am trying to bring something that I have no authority about. So coming here to share experience, yes, I'll do. But coming here to talk about some specific topic, I don't think I carry the authority nor the charisma to talk. I've been receiving a lot of invitation to talk about integrity, but I'm not. Integrity is such. I'm just, maybe I fulfill what the mind of that word integrity. And for whatever reason, I'm known to be the person who are outspoken, and people love to see my outcry, my screaming, which in Islam, that's not the quality. Rasulullah didn't do that when he was preaching. He never screamed, he never raised his voice. And here nowadays, people are looking for that. For what? Am I an entertainer? I'm asking myself, you go back to communication, who's from communication faculty? Mascom, ada? Mascom. Mascom, communication whatsoever. You show me or tell me, is there anything in the communication world that says screaming is the way to communicate? Tak ada kan? In any management book that shows that screaming is the way to manage organization? No. But why now people are hungry for that? Orang tu suruh tengok menjuri, seronok, best, juri. Apa dia? So I'm asking myself, why people are, I'm screaming. that is not a value that young ones should emulate. And I'm here, I am given that space and people recognize it. That's wrong. I'm not saying what I'm doing is right. Please do not emulate me. That's not Islam. And how am I supposed to do my da'wah by screaming whether it's against Rasulullah's way of da'wah? So, in my limitations of knowledge, I always see I'm very ordinary and I'm not a person that people should put me where I am today. There's too many things that you shouldn't follow. And forever that recognition, that's why it made me scared. Ego, riak, sombong can always come into myself. People who do not know me think with my fierce face sombong. People who knows me, it's not like that. So I'm just walking through my journey as ordinary person. Whatever recognition given to me is by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Thanks, but at the same time I must tell myself this is temporary. This is not for to carry on. I will go one day, and whatever good that I left behind, somebody can use it. Am I answering your question or I stray from what I'm saying?
I think that's perfectly answering the question. So I think that's all the question from me. Even though we give you a long set of questions, but we want to give chances and opportunity for fellow students and fellow Kuliah members to ask questions. So please, if anyone wanted to ask any question to Dato, can raise their hand so we can. Okay, maybe Prof can ask.
Thank you very much, welcome Dato Sri. Thank you, brother. The first thing is that as still a teacher teaching Ungas courses, and I've always been saying to the students that please attend this lecture, because here what I'm teaching to you, practically you will see in live in lecture by one of your seniors. So Alhamdulillah, you can see that whatever you're claiming, but you're giving back to Allah and so on. My question is that subject of saying that you can be in specialized courses, those courses are taught by teachers and specialists to make you an engineer, to make you a lawyer and so on. But this general course or Ungas course is trying to make you to be insanic specialist. But is that still relevant right now? Because you can see that some people don't believe that you can have it anymore. Because already there you can specialized courses as well. Thank you very much.
I think one thing unique about UIA is the thing. What I'm doing right now, I'm managing the world. I'm managing the country, which is borrowed. The knowledge is contemporary. Engineering, doctor, that's contemporary, that's management. But behind it, the bigger knowledge, only Allah can heal. You know? Only Allah can heal. I think that I'm not specialized in any way, but in anything. That's the word saying that I'm a jack of all trades, masters of none. But master of none is based on those religious line. I think that contribute more to humanity, to humankind, and to knowledge itself. Because from there it expands. And whatever specialized or specialty that you have, if you packed it with religion, with Islam, I think that's made you human. That's made you. Because I have a friend, a doctor in SUKM. He can make his money by going private, but he does not. You see that, you know. Allah has given me so much, and I'm staying here so that I can give back to the people. What are we looking for in this world? Because at the end of the day, you'll be alone. You'll be answerable to all your deeds. And a job is just like a jersey that's given to you to wear until your games end. And engineering, let's say engineering Liverpool, you know, dia nombor 5 siapa? Nombor 1 nombor berapa? Arsenal. Finance, Arsenal. You know, you just give it a jersey to wear until your games end. Just you imagine, this is a game. It's not a game. It's a. The Quran says this is where you'll be tested. This is the life that you will be tested, and eventually, your journey ends, and a new and permanent journey will start. My conscience in my work is simply this. Right now, I'm given a task to make sure the border, the checkpoints, not the border, yeah. The checkpoints are free from all these smugglings of people, goods, and stuff like that. So, my jersey is that right now. My task is that. My task is to make sure my people will oblige to the rules, procedures, and laws of the country, so that none of those negative activities passed and came into our country. That is my motivation, that is the amanah given to me. So I have to make it happen. Which is, in a way, is still important, but not as big as when I was in CID. I become more involved when I was in CID as far as combating crime, is simply because I can see that our society is getting back to worse on, it's not on a day basis, on a million basis. And was a bit Malay Muslims. It's like don't talk about Islamic values. Just talk about basic human values. The Malays are far away from it on a daily basis, on a million basis. As simple as stealing. Stealing. You can see people standard 1 on that mencuri. Standard 1. Even in kindergarten they are stealing. So what's going to be to the younger generation when they grow up if that values is not corrected from the day 1? And with this coming to place, it's not helping. This is a world created by mankind. A world created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. People still try to manipulate and cheat. What more is human creation? So, I don't know. You guys will have a difficult life, more difficult than what I have faced or my friends have faced, for sure. It will be more challenging than ever. 1 year, I think the country produced what, 50,000 graduates from all universities all over the country, excluding foreign graduates. Do we create enough jobs every year with that amount? We are not creating enough jobs. So some of you will succeed, some of you will fail. I'm not trying to scare you, but it's that reality of life. Some of you will fail. And not necessarily what you study today, you will do it, you will practice it, you will enhance it. No. Some study like me, political science. I'm lucky enough, when I joined the force, I was put in international desk. That's why it made me look smarter than the rest. Because I have my initial years, understanding how the world works. You know? Some study engineering, end up doing finance. Amin is doing finance. Both of us study political science, and initially we went into the monetary side of it. Then economy was bad, then I jumped off and joined the government. So, from my angle, looking at society in Malaysia in particular, talking about Islam and Malays, sometimes I ask myself, sir, where is in the Quran that stated Malay? Mana dalam Al-Quran yang menzahirkan perkataan Melayu? Tapi hari ini Melayu itu, Islam itu digunakan synonymously dengan Melayu. When the values in Islam is vast, huge, bigger than what Malay carries in Islam. Contohlah saya ambil, I was involved in ops. I worked in a lot of ops when I was in special branch. I was an integrator, I was a desk officer, I was operational. My last was in special branch. I was deputy director of operations and technical. That is the special branch work. There is one detainee who we detained, and is really into terrorism, or call it Islamia like that. Very basic things. You nak berdakwah, you want to, reach out to the people. But if your house, as simple as your house, the cleanness of your house, the grass grows as high as your roof, how are you supposed to, to tell the non-Muslim that this is Islam? You neglect your family, you neglect your daughter who was sick, you neglect your wife, and the best part, when we went to the house, the wife said, "Tuan, apa lagi tuan nak cari? Mai kakak tolong tunjukkan." Jadi dia dah marah dengan the wife, really angry because he neglected the family. So, apa jihad ini? So, I think that's initial engagement with all this Jemaah Islamiyah, with all this IC, also contributed to my understanding what Islam and what Malay, what Islam, what race is all about. Because I need to defend my argument that Islam is not oppression. Islam is simple, Islam is open, Islam is good for everyone. So, I think what I learned doing my work is Islam is about simplicity, kesederhanaan. Whenever you go beyond kesederhanaan, it will challenge. Yeah, once will bring extremism. Even human civilization changes because someone goes to the most extreme, and it bring down the civil. Am I right, sir? Okay lah, sikit lah. C plus maybe lah. C plus, okay. No, C plus the cover, plastic cover and all that. Maybe C plus. So that's what I learned. I mean, that's maybe contribute to my understanding about what Islam is and how Malay has been used in many political platforms to have what? Not that kesederhanaan. I'm a person with authority. My authority is stop people from going out and coming in. That comes with power. Power corrupts. And absolute power corrupts absolute. And I never want to practice absolute power or become autocratic kind of a leader. Kesederhanaan or balance is very subjective to what or where a person is standing or a position taken. Balance to me, this is my point of view. If one is rich, the balance shades is different. You need to take more, give more, maybe. You know, and you must carry the heart. That's why we can see all these rich billionaires, they come to a point, they don't want any more expensive. They are wearing t-shirt, jeans and slippers because they can have whatever they want. And how you strike that balance? A person with power, how do you strike that balance? You use your power just to stay in power, or you want to give or to contribute to the society using your powers, which in political science will not work hand in hand as far as political survival is concerned. I think those who study political science can never be in politics. Whoever studied political science can never stay in politics because it's a game of shrewdness. It's using power to stay in power. Who studied politics? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Tapi our former Deputy Prime Minister also a graduate in political science, Suhail, did survive. And few others, I guess, don't survive because we learn the principle of politics and the principle of humanity and something. And coming to UIA, I think there's additional knowledge. Those in that faculty will learn that which this thing will not go hand in hand with politics. This simple, basic thing is this: telling the truth. It's rare nowadays, and there's a price to pay for staying truth to your beliefs. You know? I wanted to comment more on that, but I can't because I'm still serving. But everybody knows. Yeah. But if you think that's contribute, and maybe that because of that, God is give me the highlight. Maybe I don't know. I'm just trying to see what I think is right. You know, ubat semua baik. Medicine is always, you know, but nothing sweet when it comes to medicine. My motivations of working is just like to see your generation, my children's generation enjoy what I'm enjoying, which I think is quite difficult in the future. Just look at how you go to school and come back from school. Nowadays, you can go with public transportation, now you can't. Now you can't. People think it's not safe. Maybe it's true why it's not safe. Because the policy is bring a lot of foreign people too many. Maybe. I don't know. But if you deliberated that on such policy platform, then say, Dato, if you don't bring the foreigners, who's going to build our building? The chef. Okay. I can take that. But you go to Indonesia, you go to Philippines, you go to Bangkok, you see the Thais sweeping the floors, the Thais taking the garbage. You go to Indonesia, Indonesians are doing it. Their own people. So, boys and girls, if you will graduate one day, but the struggle will continue. And my responsibility right now is to make sure if you, from my small contribution, to make that things are easier. That's all my contribution. Right? Yeah. What's question still? Oh, of course.
I think we take another last two questions.
So we have time today.
My name is Mohd Zain from Islamic Administration class, Section 2. So my question for you is, in IIUM we uphold the value, the higher value, and in higher value we have a value called amanah. And I know the amanah itself hold the heavy meanings for you. And look at how big your position now. I believe that your position exposes you to something that illegal, such as corruption and bribery. And my question is, how you keep yourself to stay away from those things, and how you ensure your officer to do the same thing as you do. That's all.
I think that's what you look at me so many times. Everybody has his own price. That's the price of me. That's the price of all of us. It's just how much you put yourself, how expensive you are. If you're going to be $2.50 kind of a price, $2.50 will do it. I'm not saying I'm perfect as again. I'm blessed because Allah have given me that strength to continue with my principle. And I hope and I pray I will remain as what I am today. That's the best that I can do for myself. And for my officers, as I said in one of my videos, I would remind them. I will do what I have to do in order to make sure that my agency is free from corruption. But changing oneself is not within me. It's still from me. And only He can open up one's mind, change one's soul. So as a boss or as a leader, I can remind them, warn them, and finally pray for them. That's one thing that I work on. Time to time, pray that all officers is safeguarded from all these ill practices. It's hard to change a lifestyle or use such a lavish lifestyle. And suddenly come a new boss, say, stop, don't do that. Can you do that? It takes time. It takes realization that what you have done is not right. And I'm not spending time 24/7 with them. They meet me once in the blue. And now with TikTok coming up, maybe they can, if they scroll, they can get me. But if somebody that want to listen to me, they will move it. They want to listen to it. So what can I do? So the world is coming to an end. And you guys will live in a lifetime where the world is getting old. Coming to an end. I like to see COVID as COVID. I like to say COVID. I like to take COVID as an example. The world was talking about multipolar world, sharing of powers, everything as far as political theory can come up with. God give you something that you can't see. The entire world stops. Who can stop the world? Only He. He stopped it. He stopped the world from moving. And nobody is actually taking lesson. I saw an opportunity when I was a CP, Commissioner of Police in Penang, said this opportunity to reset the way we live our life. Contohnya, dekat I was Penang, I was in Penang, Chief of Police Penang. In Penang, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, people still queuing up for nasi rendang. Ni gila hang tidur ni. Kan? So I was thinking that I did propose to state government, this is the time where we put a stop of 24/7 eateries. Stop it. Because when we stop it, then only I can control the kids from coming out from the house midnight or after midnight. Because the law says so. If you go out without a guardianship or parents after midnight, then under the law I can, arrest the father for not taking care of the kids. But now I can't, because when you stop the boy, they say, my father is waiting for me to watch Liverpool against Manchester dekat Britain. Alumni. So everybody is free to do everything at the hour. Nobody think. Hey, you go to Australia, things stop at what? 10 o'clock? 8? Much earlier. 8. You go to Europe, sometimes 6. 6:30 they stop. They stay home. They have dinner. They do their homework with their children. And that's how their week goes. They only go out Friday and Saturday night for mabuk. Then Sunday they try to be sober. Monday they start back to work. They are more disciplined than us. They more, in a way put the drinking aside and whatever they do. They are more Islamic than us. Here we are telling that we are Islamic, but the lifestyle that we live is even worse than the European sometimes. Not everybody lah, some lah. So those are the parameters in the society that if one in power try to change for some improvement, that is one of the parameters that I think politicians should look at. You cannot, God created the world siang dan malam for a reason. It's in the Quran. It says in the Quran clearly what you're supposed to do when it's night time. Kenapa kita sebuah negara Islam tak boleh mendirikan ayat asas? Those are the things yang saya dalam kapasiti saya cuba membawa kesedaran, try to bring some awareness to my officers that amanah itu datang dengan tanggungjawab. It comes with responsibility. Whatever position that you will be given in the future, it comes with responsibility. And that responsibility adalah amanah, which you will carry after your end of your game, and you'll be questioned. Saya tak tahu lah, Prof, whether I'm talking in the right way or not, because that's me. I can only talk for myself. Yeah. I hope I answer your question. Okay, we take the last question.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ibrahim. I'm from Islamic Administrative System, Section 2. I'm Japanese, and I grew up in a society where discipline, efficiency, and public order are highly valued. But in Islamic administrative system, we learn that administration is not only about efficiency, but also about amanah, justice, and accountability before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So my question is, in your experience, what is the biggest challenge in balancing administrative efficiency with Islamic ethical values?
Okay, being just is very subjective. Subjective in the sense that, yeah, there are rules, there are laws, that's man-made. That's man-made. As a leader, you must look from all angles before a decision is made. the context of that incident, the context of that situation need to be valued before you come to the decision. You know, in one, but situation A is different than situation B. You know, the offense might be the same, but the context is different. I think if you stick to the teaching, you will not go astray. I always take the example of somebody went to Rasulullah and tried to confess of his adultery. Yeah. And he didn't make a decision there. He asked him to go back. Come back. Came, I think, 3 times, right? 3 times. Until you bring witnesses, if I'm not mistaken. So those are examples. Being a share of such a responsibility, you must take that wisdom. What is wisdom? How does wisdom come? Your experience, your thought, your intellectual resources. That's why I say intellectual resources. You shouldn't stop from intellectual resources. You can do it within yourself. You can challenge yourself. I call it monologue within myself. I ask the question and try to find the question. I don't know whether I got the right answer or not, but so far Allah has safeguarded me from all the decisions that I've made. Is there any regret making some kind of a decision? Yeah, when you sit down and look at the way you express yourself, that's regret. As I said, as simple as screaming at people, I'm not proud of it. You know, that's regret there as well. There's position, there's situation where I scream at my bosses, thinking that I'm right, which I know I'm right. But screaming at the boss because I think it's right. Not because I think it's right, because that's the right thing to do. That is not a proper, that's not the way it should be done. I regret doing it. But the outcome, I'm proud of the outcome. Because he listened. And because he listened, it saves lives. Because he listens to me, it saves life. I was in the position. But the way I tell my bosses, or my boss, I regret doing that. So there's no perfection in this world. It's a process of perfecting oneself, is what one's in. I don't know whether you will come to that perfection, but the process must take place. Try to improve yourself on a daily basis. I don't know whether my officers with me here agree with me. Dia tengok sama je bos hari-hari. Macam tak ada perubahan pun, kan? But that question always play in myself. You know, and you must have a reference point. Sekarang ni people taking this as a reference point, which to me you need to verify the sources. You must go to the sources. I hope I answer your question. You look Malay, mix, Japanese Malay.
Half Japanese, half Pakistani.
So, Japa. Japa.
Fortunately, the organizer gave us
Another question.
another question.
You have to be fair in this world, bro. Until you're not married, obviously, kan? Once you married, then you know what is balance. When your wife said it's time for me to speak, okay.
My name is Alika. I take a student for political science. Actually, I have a question for you. Firstly, given that your portfolio as Negara Agency Kawalan dan Serta Indonesia, what is the any challenge or interesting discovery that you encounter. And then the second part, I know you probably lot of integrity and also humility in the police society. So what actually drives you?
The second question, I think I've answered it. The first question, what the most interesting that I encountered in the DG of MCP or KPS is a very new agency, but the role of safeguarding checkpoints has been there for so long. It's been done by immigration, been done by customs and other agencies. Now it all 6 agencies was brought into one agency. It's not what make me, the things that I found very interesting is that smuggling of animals. I mean, if you talk about drugs and all that, you have seen it, you know. But animals, this is through passengers, snakes, monkeys, turtles, passengers. It means that they carry all this food in the baggage, you know. I find that very interesting, and there's a market for that. This is living thing, not dead, you know. Living snake, living monkeys, apa lagi? Turtles. So I was like, wow, you don't know that there's a market for these animals, and it's quite a lucrative business. And the market is, if I may say, is from the Indian side of it. I don't know if they keep it as a pet or they eventually eat it. I do not know. But we found those things. Other things are normal smuggling. Okay, if you want to talk about smuggling, it has been there for ages. This is where I learned something about rigging. You go back to the history of the old Malay classics. Don't tell me there's no smuggling. It was there, but there's no material to tell. Smuggling happens, and corruption is happening in the classical Malays. Does it happen? It does. So, what is the material for us to read? Perang saudara di Perak. Between Abdullah dengan Perang Larut. It's between two royalties. Who back those two royalties? It's by the commissions. It's by the commissions. So does it suddenly suddenly disappear? No. It continues. It's built. Nobody writes about it because everybody's scared to write about it. If I go and talk about it, it brings a lot of witnesses. The security field. A field that nobody willing to venture. Because to me, sir, this is what I've been doing. If you are sick, you better tell when you are sick. Then only doctor can prescribe the right medicine. Or else we keep on denying it until it's beyond repair. So smuggling has been there, and that is my concern, and that's my focus at the moment. But I have to do it slowly, amicably, and because you are about to go and poke an institution that has been there for so long. Everybody knows that one of my officers has been shot just after what? 1 year into operation. Just 1 year into operation and he's been shot. Other agency has been in operation for 100 over years. I stopped that for you to go and start. That's why my motivation is to make sure that you guys will have a better life. I'm 1% cannot do it. 1% I can't do it. But realization, awareness, knowledge probably help. Who smokes here? Nobody will praise it. Whoever smoked the smuggled cigarette, John, Krete dan sebagainya, because it's cheaper. Why you go for cheaper stuff when you know it's smuggled? As long as there's a market, they will continue to smuggle. They will continue to smuggle. So, society have a role to play. So, macam you nak beli bag LV tak mampu. You beli LV dekat Tanjung Street mampu tak? Will you buy it? Give a good quality, you will probably buy it. One, right? You probably buy it. So the awareness of this thing will eventually form how we are as a civilization. Before my grades been downgraded from C+ to C, I did this one.
I gave you a
Okay, maybe final questions.
Maybe I can ask question.
Boleh.
So most of the question is more intellectual and also knowledge, but this is more on experience. Because looking at your company lessons in becoming you. So actually we are sharing the same interest. I am a hockey player. So maybe part of becoming you must build up your character. So besides of attending classes, maybe the co-curriculum also building up your character and attitude. Maybe you can share your story and experience how you manage your time and also your experience, because we know that during
My friends are laughing already. Me managing my time. Me managing my time is outsourcing my attendance to my friends.
So because we believe that during our time we are part-time student and full-time playing.
Yeah.
Maybe you can share.
Okay, I think as brother Izzat said that I'm a hockey player. Yeah, I'm a hockey player and I played for clubs and states. So I spend more time on the field than actually I spend time in the classes. My classes all I put in the morning. I mean, kelas petang ada 1-2 je. Most of it in the morning. Then I will finish my classes in the morning. I'll take my bus straight to club. And it happened from year 1 until year 4. Okay, playing in a very competitive arena. I played for national, not national team, but national league, national competition, and also club. So I make my money from the club. Contract player back then. That's why I can afford to buy back then. So being in the competitive world, it's like you must have discipline. So my discipline as a player is more than my discipline as a student. I have to say that. Because you have to, during fasting month, you still have to make sure that you stay fit, stay focused on the game. You have exam, you have tournaments that you have to balance. One thing that I learned as being a sportsman is that whatever tournament that you face, you must prepare for it. And when it comes to that tournament, if you want to have good result, winning and whatever, you must give everything. And you're only given a stipulated time frame, 60 minutes. So you have 60 minutes. You want to win, and you have to lose your face. You have to lose your face. Is that you kena pukul kat muka pun you tahan juga, because you want to win. So my friends in UIA will know I will scream I will curse during 60 minutes. Once I finish my 60 minutes, shut is done. Nothing changed. The result changes. You want to win, you give everything within 60 minutes. Okay, I think that's my. Even now, in AKPS, I came in, I break my, 2 years into 4 points, 8 points. I finished almost half of it. I have another 4 more points. Alhamdulillah, I think my officers, I have to thank to my officers because the day I was moved from orientation police to lead this new agency, I do not know what in store for me. As everybody followed my farewell speech, my Alif Lamin is what I hold dearly to myself. I took that first step not knowing where I'm going. And I think now I'm facing my lump, all the challenges, all this bureaucracy. But my officers stand behind me with full loyalty and full commitment, and for that I thank them. And they are also, I hope, I don't know whether they are motivated or they are scared. Or they're scared. But I have to thank them because through whatever at us, we will stand as a unit and we will try to circumvent that challenges. That I have to thank them. And they are not police officers. They are not trained as such. But with me in front of them, I think I don't know whether they feel safe or not, but they are willing to even put their career for me. For that, I thank. Because when I say they put their career for me, they are not police officers, they are PTD's officers. They know that they have to be very diplomatic in saying things. But in several circumstances, they stand tall and have the will and the guts to say the truth. And even though it will cost their career. For that I thank them, and for that I'm blessed again to be given a bunch of people who are willing to sacrifice. I think I take it from a bigger perspective for the nation, because I don't know, maybe they understand what I'm trying to do, but they are willing to take that chances and take that risk for their career. So yeah, I hope I answer your question.
Maybe the last question, the sister at the back. Give me brief.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Arifah from ESCI 1202, Administrative System, Section 2. I want to know from Dato's perspective, what steps can university students take to develop Islamic leadership qualities during their time at university? Or maybe your advice for us?
As I said, I'm ordinary. I'm not a student leader. Far away from being a student leader. Never want to take responsibility during my younger age. Always want to be second people. Never want to become in the front line. Never. I always supported Amin and Fuzi and the rest. I'm just following. I'm just a follower when I was in the university. Yeah, that's me. So I cannot keep in things. But one thing I understand, whenever you involve and try to make things for your colleagues to have a better studying environment, whatever, that's a good cause. Whenever you dealt with good cause, good deed, it always a learning process for you. It'll make you wiser than the rest of your friends. That's the process that everybody will go through. I went through it later in my career, not during a student. But if you start early, I think inshallah you become a better person, a better leader outside, because you have went through that process. The only thing is that yes, as a policeman, as a special branch officers, there was a certain time where we curtail student voices. There's a pros and cons to it. To me, there's a pros and cons to it. As long as you know your cause is a good cause, yeah. But there are also people or students being used by other people who have interest. So there is where your wisdom to choose whether you are doing the right thing or you're being used by others just to make you look that you are doing for the right cause. That's wisdom. You know? And I have to say this. When I joined the force in 1997 and 1998, I think some of you weren't born. Not some of you, most of you weren't born. You know? So 1998, we know what happened to the national political environment. I was asked, I was a special branch officer. I was asked to go back to the university to do my work. I simply rejected it. So I said, at that age, I joined 97, 98, I was asked to do it. I said, no, I will not do it. First, everybody knew me. The moment I went in, I will kena ketuk. I will get hit. You know? Secondly, I know that most of us back then are split, believing and disbelieving. So I distanced myself. So that decision is always in your hand. You just have to find what is right. What is right, and the rest you leave it to God. Your prayer mat is the place you ask for guidance. I think that's the only tips that I can give. I hope it helps.
Okay, thank you for all the questions, but unfortunately we are running out of time. Highest appreciation to all the audiences who give the questions, and most importantly to Dato for answering. As an Englishman that I've never met once said, good things never last. That being said, with heavy heart we now need to return back Dato Suhaily to AKPS so he can continue his task to protect and preserve the security of our checkpoints and borders. Thank you very much again, Dato, for your presence today, your willingness to spare your precious time with the students, which are the leaders of the future, have been wonderful and definitely something all of us will remember. Give a big round of applause for brothers and sisters. For sure, the wisdom from today's talk will be a call to action for IIUM students moving forward. Before we end, I have one to share in Malay. So, it sounds like this. Simpan kotak hilang mudik, dayung patah galah sebatang. Ikhtiar tidak datang bergulik, akal tidak datang melayang. Dato', kalau terang mendayung sampan, sesudah asa pulang berlima, teruslah berjuang di barisan hadapan, jangan bimbang kami bersama. Subuh hari azan bergema, angin selatan datang menerpa, berpisah kita tidaklah lama, InsyaAllah suatu saat akan berjumpa lagi. And with that, brothers and sisters, we see you in the next alumni talk. I'm Nazmi Wajdi, your moderator for today. I return back the floor to the MC. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Brother Muhammad Nazmi Wajdi, for moderating the session, and to Yang dihormati Commissioner of Police Dato Sri Mohd Zain bin Mohd Zain for the insightful and inspiring sharing session. I believe all of us have gained valuable session, lesson and meaningful reflection from your experiences and journey. And to the participants, thank you for the engaging questions. Distinguished professors and doctors, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, as a token of appreciation, may I invite Professor Dr. Hafiz Zakaria, accompanied by Associate Professor Dr. Dato to the front to present a token of appreciation to our distinguished speaker. Please welcome. Now, I would like to invite Yang dihormati Commissioner of Police Dato Sri Muhammad Suhaily bin Mohd Zain to the front to receive the token of appreciation. Please welcome. First, the token of appreciation on behalf of the Abdul Hamid Abu Sulaiman Kuliah of Islamic Religious Knowledge and Human Sciences. Next, the token of appreciation on behalf of the Alumni Division, IIUM. Thank you, Dato. Now, I would like to kindly request Prof. Hafiz, Prof. Rashid Mohd and Dr. Teko Aisha to remain here in front because we would like to give a token of appreciation to our moderator. Next, I would like to invite our moderator, Brother Nazmi, to the front to receive a token of appreciation. Please welcome. Alright, again, I would like kindly request all of you to stay here because we would like to invite Dato Sri to the front to give the token of appreciation to the Dean.
A new organization is all that we can afford at the moment.
Alright, thank you everyone. You may do your seats now. Distinguished professors and doctors, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we will now proceed with the photography session. I will kindly invite everyone to remain seated while the official photographer are being taken. So, yeah. Everyone, remain seated.